Lynda Watson discusses Horse Wisdom, Life Lessons for Humanity, Kim Hallen's new book.
So hi there, my name's Lynda Watson. I reside in north of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Kim and I connect through the horses through a magazine that I publish called Equine Leadership. And that is a magazine that shares the voice and the wisdom of the horse. I've been doing that for 7 years. I also have a human to human and human to horse business called Horse Touch Life Design.
What was your biggest takeaway from Horse Wisdom, Life Lessons for Humanity?
So there's several chapters that stuck out to me. Uh, and I think you've tackled some really deep and integral, important human topics that we in this day and age, and so right for the times that we're in, that we need to have conversations around. But now you've brought in the horses into those conversations and their wisdom. And it's like, whoa, I'm sure some people reading that they'll go, what, horses have this wisdom about privacy, about consent, about sexuality? Like that's stuff that people just don't even think about that. So you've brought them into this conversation that I think a lot of humans are afraid to have. And now you've brought the wisdom and horses into it. It's going, yeah, we can help you have these conversations. So I think that's just a huge overall piece of it. The piece on human intelligence, I love that. I love that. That's just, we have this intelligence, and be it heart intelligence, we have this intelligence and we need to get back to it. We need to move forward to it. We need to come full circle around to it, however we want to explain it. But yeah, there's a heart intelligence that we humans have. We just have to access it, and this book is going to help us do that.
What did you enjoy most about the book from the reader's perspective?
What I really liked as I started into it and just got into the rhythm of reading it was how you weaved you into the book. And we got to know this overlying horse human wisdom, and we learned that, but then we got this underlying or overlying story of you and your horses and the relationship you've had with them, and the heart of that. And I think that's really what really came through for me, was that I was able to relate having a farm myself and just being able to go, oh, I know what that feels like. And that just yeah, that touched me. And you just were able to weave that in and out of the wisdom and the stories that you told. So.
How is Horse Wisdom, Life Lessons for Humanity different from other books?
This book is available for everybody. It's accessible to everybody. It's the book I can see on a shelf at a library, and somebody that doesn't know anything about horses picks it up and just sits down, and the library closes because they're still there reading the book. That's what that, to me, that's how it's different, is that everybody, there's something in it for everybody, even the experienced horse person who can sit down and go, you know what, I never thought of that from that way. There's a new perspective for me to see the world and to see the horse human relationship.
Is there anything you'll do differently as a result of reading the book?
I think being a horse person is taking the wisdom of the horse, and we might see it as horse folks in one way, but now taking that wisdom and seeing it in another way. Like, how can we articulate our wisdom, or that share that voice of the horse? How do we share that maybe in a different way, instead of making it complicated? How do we share it, that is sometimes the simple is the wrong word here. Simple is the wrong word, but how do we make something powerful? And sometimes the most powerful is the simplest way, and the fewest words, and it's just there. And each of your wisdoms at the end were like to the point of each chapter. They're to the point. There wasn't 2 or 3 sentences. This is it. And I think there's so much power in that, and so much we can do with just those. So many times I've seen people just go stand in the field with a horse and just fall apart, and nothing was said, or a few words were said, and that was it. And so I think this brings us back to a powerful simplicity.
What would you want someone who's considering buying the book to know?
Buy two. Buy two. I started something recently I call it Share It Forward. It's so important, messages that we need to hear right now. And there's ways in there, not just here's a message, but here's how we can incorporate that message. So it isn't just a list. It's a handbook. It's a tool guide or a toolbook or a guide. It's so buy two. And when you read it, you're going to realize that, oh, somebody else needs to hear it. So and-so, Mr. Smith needs to, and then share one of them. So that would be my word, to share it forward.
How can we use Horse Wisdom, Life Lessons for Humanity as a launching pad for even deeper reflection and discussion?
The book in itself, like when you get the book, read it, like just read the whole thing. But then each chapter stands alone. To me, it's a book that I'm going to have on my shelf. And when it calls to me, and when I walk past and it catches my eye, I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to read that chapter that I opened it up to because it was calling to me for a reason. It's that kind of book that you open up and go, oh, that's what I needed to hear today. I've been struggling with that in my life. There we go. This is what I need to focus on. And that's how it's like that's the horses running through the pages. And the horses are just peeking their head out over the top of the book going, knock, knock, hello, or snickering to us, those quiet, lovely little snickers snickering to us going, over here, you need to open this, here you go. Open it to wherever it calls to you. Or that in the library, the horses are peeking over going, come over here. Of these thousands of books in the library, come here. This is, you need to read me now.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about the book?
The book like this is a path to a better future for humanity. The horses have a model. They're willing to show it to us, and we can learn so much from it. And these pieces, each chapter, each piece of wisdom in this is a piece on that path. It's a signpost on that path and that journey that we're taking as a species. And it's a signpost and it's directing us. So, they're just guiding us there. So share it forward by two.
And this is my personal favorite tidbit from my conversation with Lynda.
We're of the same, similar age that we remember the commercial, the Fabergé commercial, where I told two friends and they told two friends. And that always comes back to me when we want to do this. It's like, I just remember the picture going 2, 4, and all of a sudden the whole thing was full of tiny little squares. That's what
I gotta see if I can find that old ad. That would be hilarious.
And you book it like told two friends, and so on and so on and so on. And that's how we do it.
Oh, I love it.
So
You're so fun.